Welcome to part 51 of the Kicho Wong Dong series. In this edition, we're working on a technique known as the pseudo kunyuk, also known as the knife hand strike. Now, just to clarify, there are two kinds of knife hand strikes. There's the traditional knife hand strike where the palm is down, and there's what I call the reverse knife hand strike where the palm is up. And the reason I'm covering both variations in each video is because through other videos we've done, we have covered the fundamentals of these techniques already, and there are just slight variations you'll do with the knife hand. So before you get started, the videos I watch are the low block video and out to in video. They are the basic two motions of the arms. And then in terms of striking, I would also watch the Kwando video, the hammer fist video that I did. With that being done, you're ready to start to warm up. And the simple warm up you do is you just take out your hand and hit it with the knife edge of your hand. Okay, so very simple. And then you can just turn your palm up and hit it the other way. And this is just knowing which part of the hand you're hitting with. Once you have that down, you pretty much have the only new aspect of it, which is the shape of the hand. So to go through, your thumb should be tucked in because it can get caught. Your fingers should be together, and you should make sure that you're hitting with the hand part of the strike instead of the fingers. So to set this up, you can go from a fighting stance and just chop out. This is for the first pseudo, the pointed down knife hand, and you can just shoot out. Make sure you're not overextending your arm. It's a micro bend in the arm as you strike, and I've covered this again in various other videos, and it's the smallest bend possible, and this is just to protect the elbow joint. And then once you've got that knife, you can start going forward in the traditional way, which would be in a side stance. So traditionally, this technique is thrown in a side stance, going forward and going backwards. And again, very, very similar to the hammer fist strike. The only difference is that the fingers are extended. So that's the basic knife hand, the one you tend to learn first. And then the reverse knife hand, what I call the bandai pseudo kunyuk, reverse knife hand, okay, would be done in the out to in motion. So again, you can do this like a hook in your fighting stance, and it comes across and strikes, making sure that the fingers and wrist are level, horizontal, not at an angle. And you can strike like that, twisting the waist. And then a traditional way of striking with this one is in a front stance. So again, just think out to in, open up your palm, and let the fingers splay forward. And again, thumb tucked in, fingers together, striking with the hand instead of the fingers. There's really not much to the technique other than that. I'm going to cover quick common mistakes. These might seem very obvious, but I'm going to chuck them in anyway. The first one is that people do not keep their fingers together, or people keep their thumb out as they strike. So think about when you ride on a roller coaster, they say keep your arms and legs inside the building. Same with your fingers. Keep everything tight. The tighter it is, the more of a weapon. The more open your hand is, the more liable you are to injure yourself instead of what you are striking. The next common mistake is people trying to strike without using their waist. For either knife hand, you need to use your waist. You're either rotating internally or externally, depending on the strike. And a good way of testing this is by hitting something like a pad or like a bag. And then the last common mistake is the angle of the fingers in relation to the wrist. So again, it should be a straight line from the fingers to the elbow on the basic knife hand strike, and for the reverse, very similar, but the fingers and wrist are in line with each other, so not at crazy angles. Once you believe you have the technique down, it's always important to test it. We're going to have 3 very simple tests for this. These might seem obvious, but I hope they help. So the first one is to use the techniques in line work. So a good one to do is a block. Any block you like, we'll go with low block because it's simple. A twist punch. You come over the top with the knife hand, so this is very similar to the low block motion, and you go into a side stance, and then you chuck the reverse knife in following. So let's just go through that combination again. It's a low block followed by a twist punch, followed by the knife hand in side stance, palm down, and then the reverse knife hand off the backhand. So you're going left, right, very basic, and you're also changing between front stance and side stance, which is a good skill as well. The next test then will be learning how to strike a pad. So a very good drill is partner holds up a pad, and and you strike with the knife hand followed by the reverse knife hand, and then the partner will hold up the other pad on their other hand and you come straight back with the other techniques, 1, 2. And this motion is very natural for us because it's the way we move in our basic forms. We go left, right, right, left, or we go right, left, left, right. So you're striking 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And this will help you to use your waist and think about this sort of waist motion. And then the final test is actually breaking a board with either technique. And you've had some experience of breaking. But again, oftentimes we can throw these strikes out and think they're a little bit awkward and they don't have power. You need to realize that these techniques are very powerful if trained correctly. So start off with a very thin board and then get to a harder board and then try the hardest board possible and make sure you're doing it safely and that you're being supervised. Thank you very much for watching this video on the knife hand strike. Again, a simple technique that's taught at white belt, but sometimes not truly understood. So thanks again for watching all these videos. If there are any techniques I've missed out so far in the channel, please leave a comment below, like and subscribe, and check out the other videos if you are interested. Thanks.